The Epilepsy Foundation acknowledges the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation as the traditional owners of the land on which this property stands. We respectfully recognise elders both past and present.
Hi, I'm Matisse. I'm a 19-year-old university student studying health sciences and media and communications. I'm passionate about self-advocacy and peer groups and have lived with epilepsy for almost 15 years. Self-advocacy is proactively communicating your needs, especially in relation for those with epilepsy for healthcare. For example, talking to a neurologist or a doctor. And communicating your needs means that people can help you. For example, educational institutions such as a high school, university or TAFE will be more able to help you to get on an even playing field with your peers. Self-advocacy is so important. It enables individuals to get the support and care that they need. And during youth, individuals are developing many skills, one of which is the skill of self-advocacy. Developing the skill of self-advocacy can lead to positive outcomes, especially in relation to healthcare, as youth will be more comfortable talking to doctors, for example, about the effectiveness of their medication if they're suffering side effects or they want to change medications as it doesn't reduce their seizures. One of my best personal strategies for self-advocacy is to have a solid support network of people that can help you. This includes any friends or family that have epilepsy and will understand the difficulties that you are going through. Another strategy, alert people as early as you can, like before the school year or before you start university, so they know in advance and can put adjustments in place. When telling people, I make sure to communicate my needs clearly. This means that they understand what you desire, especially if you need something very specific that only works for you. Another key one for me is to know and take advantage of resources available. Any paper resources, any people you can talk to, research, find out about them and take advantage of them, because not many people do and they can be very advantageous for yourself. Self-advocacy can also be very tiring. So if I feel this, manage your mental health. It is perfectly acceptable to seek support from a mental health professional, be it a mental health nurse or even a psychologist. One thing though, keep trying with self-advocacy. At times, it may be difficult or you feel that you're not getting the results you desire. But keep at it, talk to that extra person, send that extra email, because you never know who they know and who can help you. And my final tip, if you have any other illnesses or things going on, have the confidence to share these issues, because people may be able to help you with those, but not your epilepsy. But the impact those have will be extremely great. For example, I have a learning difficulty. If people help me with my learning difficulty by getting my work done quicker, I can get more sleep, minimising one of my triggers for epilepsy. One of the first barriers that I initially experienced was lack of confidence. At first, I thought of my epilepsy as an inconvenience and did not talk about it with friends or even adults. I avoided talking about it, took my medication, but didn't think much about it. Another barrier that I've experienced consistently is the system. A lot of times, if you don't fit into the specific box that the majority fit into, you're sometimes seen as too difficult to handle or too much extra effort. Procedural admin, it's a consistent issue that always is a barrier to many with epilepsy. You have to fill out extra forms, talk to extra people just to be even and for people to understand you. Another barrier is just lack of understanding, empathy and education overall. People don't understand epilepsy or they don't understand what you're going through, all the extra effort and energy it takes to just go to school or go to university or work. And finally, stigma. Epilepsy is stigmatised and a lot of people don't understand the full scope of it and aren't willing to learn. One of my key ways that I have overcome the barriers is through hard work. You have to take the time to put in the effort, send the emails, talk to people, go to appointments to minimise or eliminate the barriers that you are facing consistently. Talk with people who can help, be it a trusted adult, be it a friend, be it a parent, or anyone at your university or high school that can help you succeed. Educating people. A lot of people don't know about it. For example, very simply, what to do in the event of a seizure, or just basically what epilepsy is, so they have a better understanding of you and what you're dealing with daily. And to be honest, sometimes, personally, some of my barriers I've faced, I've still not overcome. They're reoccurring, they're consistent, and you often have to deal with them every day. Peer groups are extremely helpful in improving self-advocacy. When you attend a peer group, you hear other people's experience and how it's impacted on them. For example, how they approach the medical field, how they talk to their friends, and how they broach the topic of self-advocacy or their epilepsy with others. Peer groups are particularly important during youth and adolescence because many milestones occur. For example, you're leaving home or you're going to university for the first time, and a strong support network can help, which is what one of the things peer groups can provide. And during youth, there are particular milestones that don't occur at any other stage of the life. So, for example, how do you tell people about epilepsy and how it impacts on your social life? Or how do you let friends and people know about your epilepsy? Do you disclose it? Do you not? Like, do I tell my friends that I have epilepsy in case I have a seizure when I'm out with them? It's a lot. Or even alcohol in a social setting. You're getting to the age, you're over 18, people are like, oh, let's have a drink, but then you're like, I can't for my epilepsy. Do you tell them or just go, oh, no thanks? Peer groups can provide a lot of things. One of the most important things they can provide is a sense of belonging, because people there have a very similar experience to you. Even if they're recently diagnosed, they still deal with seizures and all the side effects of medication and other things that those with epilepsy deal with, such as fatigue. And it gives you an opportunity to share your experience with others who will understand what you're going through. And it provides support in a comfortable and open environment and a social connection with friends who have epilepsy and understand. I decided to create a support group for youth with epilepsy because it's a massive life stage, yet there's not enough attention put to the importance. During youth, it's tea time of transitioning, people are developing into adults, you still rely on your parents, but are also yourself becoming more independent. Like when you see your neurologist, you're saying, oh, this medication worked well for me, but I really didn't like the side effects. Is there anything else I can do? Whereas before, when you were younger, your parents were saying, oh, this happened and this, whereas you're becoming a self-advocate for yourself. And as a person with epilepsy for almost 15 years, I wanted to share my experience in order to help others with epilepsy go the journey. And at times, epilepsy can be quite isolated. You don't know anyone, or very few people understand the condition, and they're misinformed. They don't know how to help you if you have a seizure. And finally, the youth group can provide support and advice about dealing with your epilepsy or other significant events in your life during the youth life stage. Thank you for watching me talk about self-advocacy and peer groups. If you have any questions, feel free to contact the Epilepsy Foundation, or if you're interested in a support group, contact the Epilepsy Foundation as well, as I'll be running one. Thanks.